Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? Let's. Okay, I think I'm live. Drop a one in the chat if you guys can hear me. Let me just make sure, cause I'll be going live, y'all, and y'all can't hear me. So drop a one, beloved. Drop a one in the chat if you can hear me. This is like my new thing now. My kids do this all the time. Drop a one in the chat if you guys can hear me. So, what is up, y'all? I'm not going to be on this live too long, but I did promise to myself that I would be going live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 after my child education classes. So, I'm here, y'all. If you guys have questions about opening a beauty supply, drop them in the chat. If you if you have a beauty supply store, you can go ahead and drop the store's name in the chat. But I'm just going to be chit chatting with you guys tonight. Nothing too crazy, nothing too formal. About some of the things that we are doing a bit differently in 2026 in terms of opening a beauty supply store, and how a lot of our store owners are able to scale into multiple six figures with their beauty supply stores. Just like some of the things that you guys need to think about as you are opening your beauty supply store. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in today's live, because things are different. Business is different, especially retail business is different. Operating a brick and mortar is just not the same. And there has been so many different laws, new laws, and things introduced, and it's a lot. So we're going to get into it tonight. So like I said, guys, if you have questions in general about anything, you can just drop them in the chat, because this is like a Q&A session that I want to do for you guys. So I want to make sure I answer any questions that you guys have, or thoughts or comments, feedback, anything. Drop it in the chat, because I can see the chat. And if you're not watching me on YouTube, you need to be watching me on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you need to join me on YouTube so that you can drop a comment in the chat. So let's get started, y'all. So first of all, if you guys are unaware of who I am, my name is Janice Fredericks. I'm the retail genius, and I help entrepreneurs break into the beauty supply industry and have successful businesses in an industry where we are marginalized. So I started this great work back in 2010 when I launched my own stores called Fabulous Freddy's. I launched actually in my hometown of Queens, New York, because I wanted to be the first Black-owned beauty supply store in my community. And I absolutely made that happen. This was literally me coming off of my high-paying corporate job. I worked for one of the number one investment firms, still number one to this day, Goldman Sachs, and I also work for the U.S. Treasury Department. So I was doing my thing in finance, and I was a finance girly. So after I was let off from my good paying job, y'all, I decided to open my beauty supply store, which was the best decision that could have ever happened to me. From what I thought was one of my greatest failures in life, it became my greatest blessing. So I also say that because I want to encourage people who are watching tonight who may have been laid off from a job or don't have a job or something like that. You're like in that space. I just want to encourage you guys that this is your greatest blessing, and there are no accidents, especially if you believe in God, right? So God led me to open my beauty supply stores. We opened those stores, ran them for 8 years, and then started the Retail Genius business because I saw that there was such a need of information on how to open stores, how to connect with vendors, how to be successful, how to make it happen. And that just completely took off. And y'all, we've been doing it for almost 8 years now. I look up and I thought I was going to be doing this for 1 year, 2 years, and now I was going to go back to doing something else. I've been doing this for 8 consecutive years. Glory to God, because we still continue to open these Black-owned beauty supply stores, and it makes my heart sing. So I am extremely passionate about this business. As you can tell, I'm passionate about helping people open stores. And so literally, as we are talking about opening stores, there are some things, like I said, that have changed. And so if you are planning on opening in 2026, you can't open it with the same strategies that we used 10 years ago, 20 years ago, with the same type of mindset, because retail, as we know it, has shifted, and a lot of things are just different right now. And so I want to talk to you about a few things that you can incorporate in your beauty supply store so that in 2026 you're going to stand out from the competition, right? You're going to be saying competition where, okay, which is what I was saying when I had my beauty supply store, because there was just nothing like it. And so that's what I want you to create for your community. You want to create a store where there's just nothing like it, so that it's not comparable to all the other stores that we see. So the first thing that I want you guys to think about is building a community, right? Building a tribe, not just building that physical brick and mortar space, right? And so this is a mindset that I adopted when I had my store. It was more than just selling products. And any retail business, they will tell you you are not selling a product. You are selling a transformation. You are selling a feeling, right? And so particularly in beauty and beauty supply, we are selling a feeling, right? We are selling a feeling. And so we want people to come into our store and have that experience that they are just not used to having in the typical beauty supply store, right? So you want to start to think about, I want to build a safe haven for Black women. This is what I was thinking in my mind. I want to build a space that is kind of similar to how we feel when we're in the hair salons. We have that sense of safety. I want to build that for my beauty supply store, where people are not just here to just buy hair. They come here because they feel a connection, right? This is what a lot of big brands are doing now. They are literally making spaces where people can actually feel seen, and the buying experience is secondary. Okay, the buying experience is secondary. And so there's lots of ways you can incorporate this. So one of the things that I will say is, a lot of times when we think about beauty supply stores, we never think about a seating, like seating spaces outside of like our wig area where we sit down and try on wigs. But truth be told, and this is why I tell all my clients, like, you need to have regular seating somewhere, maybe in the front, somewhere maybe in the middle, because when people have a place, especially if if like a woman is shopping with her man and he can sit down, like, she won't feel rushed to just up and leave, right? So that's a great way to add that connection to your store, and it increases your sales by 10%, by the way. So thinking about what are some other unique ways that I can stand out from the competition, having seating, hosting in-store events. This is something that we was doing with Fabulous Freddy's. We was hosting a lot of in-store events. I have clients that do braid demos. And so a lot of what can happen is collaborations with different business owners, and hairstylists would love to collaborate with a beauty supply store, because you guys are going to be merging and sharing off of each other's customers, right? So we have a client that does braid demos like quarterly, where women can come in and learn how to not only braid their hair, but like braid their daughter's hair. And so you want to be thinking about, what kind of events can I have in my beauty supply store? And so I always tell people, you want to have a 12-month event calendar, right? So this is not something that you're just fumbling with and freestyling, but it's a event calendar that every single month you are promoting some type of in-store experience for your customers, particularly for your loyal customers, right? Because one thing that the Asians and the Koreans are not going to do is they're not going to sit here and kiki with you with some in-store events. Okay, so that by itself is where we're going to dominate and win, because we are going to create the. Well, no, let me take that back. There is one Arab guy on the internet, and I have seen his stuff on my timeline quite a bit. He's somewhere in the South, I think St. Louis, and I have been seeing him do some give back community things and really promote giving back to the community and things of that nature. So, the Arabs are doing business very, very differently than the Asians. And I think they came in and they saw the mistakes that the Asians were making with their Black consumers. And what you're going to see now in a lot of communities is a lot of these Arabs are taking over the Asian stores. Now, I got a YouTube video that I have literally been working on and editing for the past 1,000,000 years. The video was coming out, and I don't know why it's taking me so long to get this video out. But it's a whole YouTube video about how the Arabs are taking over the beauty supply industry and how Black people need to literally step in now, and take over where we belong. We can't let the Asians pass it to the Arabs, but that's a whole nother conversation. The YouTube video is coming. Hold on. And she said the Arabs don't like none of that here. Ciao. Oh my God, are you in New Orleans? Stay to the end because I got something. I'm actually coming to Louisiana this weekend. I'm dropping my flyer about that because I want to have a meet and greet. Okay, but stay to the end because I'm gonna talk about that at the end. Okay, so number two, y'all. People must understand that we are in 2026 and we are in the movement of AI and technology. And a lot of stores are still, again, operating in 2020. 2020, we had websites, but some of y'all don't even have a website, right? And so if you are not thinking about how you are going to blend your foot traffic with your digital presence, you are literally going to be leaving money on the table, and you're also going to be left behind. Because all of my clients, we are on TikTok Shop, we have e-commerce popping, we have DoorDash popping. Like, you have to make sure that you have multiple channels and multiple streams set up for your beauty supply business. So I always say, like, this is the beauty supply parent company. Under this, you have several streams of income, right? One stream that should be flowing, that has been flowing since like 2010, is a full-fledged e-commerce website where you can literally be making money 24/7 all around the world. Okay, this is the opportunity you have as a beauty supply retailer, is that it's not just to your community. You have the opportunity to do business all over the world. Why would you not have your e-commerce site set up? It is so easy with AI, y'all. And I'm gonna stop. But it's so easy with AI to set up a website. Like, no one has an excuse. Okay, if you come into my program, we have a full-fledged website set up on Shopify, beautifully built, ready to go. You generate money immediately. Okay, that's how easy it is, y'all. Customers are now looking for the emails daily. They're looking for the SMS message updates. They're looking for the ability to order online, pick up in the store. These are all the things that you need to integrate, and you need to make it a seamless process. It should not be anything that's convoluted or complicated, because when you have a certain point of sale system, which I talk a lot about, is your systems. That's like the backbone of your business. And if you don't have a system that's up to date in 2026, that can do employee management, that can do inventory management, and that can run your CRM, then it's not going to be seamless, right? So, guys, the online presence is no longer an optional thing. Like, everyone needs to be on social. Everyone needs to be on TikTok Shop. You need to be selling your stuff, and you need to be everywhere. There's not enough beauty supply stores that are on social media. And so this is just another area that we definitely need to work on, because again, I see the Asians on social media, and I definitely see the Arabs on social media, and they use their Black employees to promote the business because clearly no one wants to see their face. So we can be showing our face. It's a free thing to do. It just takes time. But if they are doing it, we definitely need to be doing it. Okay, we definitely need to be doing it. So your online presence is not this is literally a part of the business. And I know especially with some of my older clients, God bless y'all feel like it's still a personal thing to be on social media. Like, it's a personal, this is business. This is under marketing. This is a part of the business. So don't mix it up. Okay, don't get in your head and mix it up that it's personal and you're shy. And like, literally, this is the job. Okay, this is the job, y'all. So let's get with it. Let's move on to number 3, because I'm already at 15 minutes. I said I'm gonna be here for 15 minutes. But let's get into my third point. Okay, and then we're gonna get on out of here. This ties into the POS system. So I was just telling y'all about the POS system, and you need to have a system that can do all the three main things, which is your employees, your inventory, and your customers. Those are the three main pieces of your retail business. And so you need to have a POS system that could track the data for these three pieces: your employees, your inventory, and your customers. That's the backbone of this business. So when you're looking at your reports, particularly let's go with inventory, right? You need to be looking at your inventory reports, sales data weekly, right? And once you have the data, right, and you have a point of sale system, back in the day, in 2010, y'all, it was tough getting a point of sale system. It was like getting a color TV in like the 1960s. It was very, very expensive. Now it's cheap. You can get a point of sale system for $1,000, $2,000, not a problem at all. Back then, I had to do everything on Excel. And so while doing everything on Excel, trying to understand my numbers, because I was a numbers girl, I came from finance school, I worked for investment banks. Being a numbers girl, I understood that there were certain KPIs, which is key performance indicators, that I had to look at. This is where I learned the 80-20 rule, right? That 80% or 20% rather of my inventory was going to generate 80% of my sales. That 20% of my customers were going to bring in 80% of my sales. Y'all follow that, right? It's the 80-20 rule, right? Once you understand that number, that formula by itself, things in your retail business will absolutely change. Okay? That formula by itself will change, because if you guys are not tracking the data in your store, there's no way that you can grow and scale things. There's no way that you can really make educated decisions on how to move inventory, what employees should I get rid of, who's my top clients. Like when I started, y'all, I had to just know that this was a top client and she buys wigs all the time. With POS systems, guys, it is so easy to now punch a couple of buttons and generate the reports that's going to tell you who your top clients are, because you need to know that in order to segment them, right? That's going to bring me to my next point, is to segment your clients so that you can personalize your messages. And so if you know that you have 30% of your clients are buying wigs, right? You take that pool of those individuals, that 30%, and you literally send them text messages and emails about the new wigs in your store, wigs going on sale, things of that nature, wig hair care tips, things of that nature, because you know that they buy wigs in your store. If I get a personalized message from you about my recent wig purchase and you are telling me how to care for my wigs, you don't think I'm going to become a loyal customer? I'm going to look at my phone. I said, is she really? Thank you, sis. This is how you create those loyal customers. Literally looking at the data, taking it a step forward, and reaching out to people and segmenting them. Back in the day, I knew that a part of my top 20 customers, there was a woman, her name was Tracy. I love her to this very day because she literally came in and bought a wig, I want to say, every single week. And that's no exaggeration. Like, she would show me pictures of her closet, and her closet and her wigs looked exactly like my wig walk, because she literally had every single wig. She would come in and say, I have that wig, I have that wig, I have that, I have that, I don't have that. Let me try that on. Y'all don't understand how important it is to know who your golden platinum clients are. When we would get new wig shipments, I would literally call her. I think I might have had her phone number in my phone. That's how in tune I was. But I would literally call her and let her know when I got a new wig shipment in. Manually dial, of course, right? And she would feel so grateful. I'd be like, hey Tracy, we got some new wigs in. I'm looking at one right now. This is your style. I think you would love it. She would be like, oh my God, I'm coming after work. And we would have that sale. Now, when you have automation and you have AI and you have so much stuff, like that could get done and you don't have to call anybody. You can send out a mass text message and say, yo, we just got these new wigs in. They're fire. Come and try them on today. I am here until 8 p.m. Come on, y'all don't want to hear me though. What? I'm here until 8 p.m. helping y'all try on wigs. Come through, sis. And we might have some wine or something. That is how you do it. Ain't nobody taking a customer from me. And I text my customers when I have new stuff in, and I'm giving them wine while they're trying their wigs on. No one's stealing customers from me. I don't care how big your beauty supply store is. You're not going to do it. I'm going to get the entire bag. Period. Okay. So y'all, that's my little gems for today. That's my little gems for today. But guys, if you are wanting to get into our 5-day challenge, because I'm doing a challenge this week. No, it's not this week. It's March 23rd to the 27th. It is a 5-day challenge where I'm going to be walking you guys step by step on how to launch your store in 2026. And we're going to be deep diving into this information, y'all. Okay, we're going to be deep diving into this information because this is all about preparation. Okay, and so if you are serious and you want structure and you don't want, more YouTube videos, you want to invest in yourself, you want to go ahead and join the 5-day challenge. Okay, I just dropped the challenge link in the chat. Literally, it's going to be 5 days of back-to-back trainings in consecutive order. So day 1, we are building your retail foundation. And so one thing that I want people to understand is that when you're coming to this business, understand this is retail business. So you have to put on your retailer's hat and have a retailer's mindset and understand the retail language. So that's what we're doing day 1. We are deep diving into Retail Foundation 101, figuring out what your startup cost is, what you actually need to open, and some of the costly mistakes that kill new stores, right? And so the foundation is this is where your house and store is going to be built on. Okay. Day 2, we're going to be talking about your branding and building your unique brand identity. So I talked a lot about how to stand apart from the competition. And your first step is to build a brand that people are going to know, like, and trust. Okay. Because if they know, like, and trust you, then they will become loyal to you. Right. So building your brand, understanding your brand identity, and using the framework in my program so that you can build something that is not copy and paste, right? It's going to be your own. It's going to be something that you're going to need for your store success. Okay, so we're doing that day 2. Day 3, I'm going to be teaching you guys on the different business models that you can have as a beauty supply owner. So I share with you guys a little bit about like how you want to think of your beauty supply business as a parent hub. But there's so many different opportunities outside of your 4 walls that people just don't think about. They just don't know, right? I'm going to be breaking those down day 3. Day 4, we're going to be talking about all the legal structures and legal things that you need to get your store started the right and legal way so that you can also position yourself for funding, right? So there's legal things that you have to do, licenses, permits, and then we are going to get into the systems that you're going to need to open as soon as you get started legally, right? So day 4, you'll officially be in business. And every single day, y'all, there's going to be homework. And so I'm going to be giving y'all homework to do every single day. So this is an actionable 5-day challenge where you're going to really be working for real, for real. And then day 5, our last day, we're going to be wrapping this up with funding. Funding is the biggest obstacle for most Black entrepreneurs getting into beauty supply. And I am going to literally give you guys the funding roadmap. So we're going to be talking about business planning, financial projections, and how to get a lender to say yes to your application, and how we was basically able to help women get $1.5 million in funding for their beauty supply stores. Okay, so every single day we have training, and then we have homework, and then we have our VIP session after our regular training. So our VIP session, guys, that's the upgrade for those of you who really want to invest in yourself at a high level, because this is going to be my opportunity to coach you guys and literally take a look at your stuff, take a look at your homework, and give you live feedback. So if you really about it, you need to upgrade to VIP. And if you like me, I'm a VIP girly. Whenever I invest in anything, I'm doing the VIP, the platinum, the gold, the whatever, because I want more access to the teacher. I want more access to the coach. I want to ask my questions, and I want feedback from you. So if that is you, you definitely want to upgrade to the VIP so you can get into the VIP room where I can be able to coach you directly on your stuff. All right. So y'all, the link is there. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram at the Retail Genius. And I will see you guys on the next live. Bye, guys. Have a good night.